With the start of the new school year, parents may be wondering whether it's okay to leave their kids home alone at the end of their school day. Samantha Peterson is from Children and Family Services, for the state of North Dakota, and she's here with some guidelines that parents can use. Good morning, Sam.
Morning.
Okay, so this is quite the question because I was reading through some of these and I was like, oops, you know. So tell us, what is that age, or what should you do, I guess, to prep your child when they're going to be home alone?
Right, yes. So our supervision guidelines are guidelines that we follow and really promote here in North Dakota. And so taking into consideration those guidelines, it's more than just age that's involved.
Okay.
Taking into consideration maturity. And before you consider leaving your child home alone, it's always best to have a conversation with them. Get a feel for how they feel about staying home alone, and really prep them for a situation like that.
Like answering the door to to friends and anybody, right?
Yep.
Like
creating
having those
a safety
conversations.
plan.
Yeah.
Which would include, of course, electrical items, fire hazards, ovens, microwaves, answering the door for strangers.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha. So, because I've got a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. And so let's talk a little bit about those age, when is appropriate. So children 8 years and younger.
Yep. So children 8 years and younger have to be supervised at all times.
Okay.
There is no recommendation for a child under 8 to be left home alone without any sort of adult supervision or access to a caregiver.
Access to it. And when you say access to a caregiver, what does that really mean?
Like in the near vicinity,
Okay.
Eye and ear.
Okay. So you could be like, hey, I need, okay, got it. That makes sense. What about 9 years?
9 years is kind of that pivotal time where a child can be left home alone for a period of 2 hours or less.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
And of course, in daytime hours when it's light outside,
right.
Definitely not at night or PM hours.
And then as a 9-year-old, you wouldn't put your 9-year-old in charge of other younger kids,
no.
Correct?
Nope. 9 years old are not permitted or shouldn't be in charge and responsible for any other children.
Okay. And then 10 and 11-year-olds.
10 and 11, there's a little bit more leniency with the amount of time that they're left home alone.
Okay.
But of course, using caution during the hours that you're leaving them home alone, like in the evening and nights. So
Okay.
I would use caution when you're considering leaving your 9 or 10 and 11-year-old home alone.
And then 12 and older. 12 seems to be the magic number, I guess, right?
Yep. Just in considering age,
Yep.
of course, 12 years old, they are permitted to act as a babysitter.
Okay.
Of course, it's always recommended for that 12-year-old or older to take a certified child care
class?
class, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What does that kind of a class look like? Or where, do you offer those classes?
You can access them on the internet.
Oh,
you can access them
that's
through Child Care Aware. It's various places that you can access them.
Okay.
They have local agencies that offer them in person, so it's just, getting connected with your local agency that would offer it.
I love that. And then, so with a 12-year-old, they can be kind of in charge of other children, but you should limit the number of children. Don't put a 12-year-old in front of 8 kids.
Oh,
right?
definitely not. No. Yeah, definitely taking into consideration the number of children, the amount of time that they're left in charge of those children, and also those children's needs and what they would require. So
Gotcha. And then if you're over under 15, they can be left overnight, or no?
No.
When's the nighttime thing?
So teenagers, use caution when leaving them overnight, overnight hours, and extended absences like weekends is not recommended for a teenager.
Yeah, that gets to be a little bit dicey. So we've got about a little less than a minute here, but is there anything that you'd like our viewers to know about when they're ready and how to know about that? Like, when would they be ready to be left alone? How would you recognize that?
Yeah, so if they are within those guidelines for age, considering their maturity, physical and physical and cognitive limitations, their knowledge of basic first aid, they have access to a phone, they know how to call 911.
Good deal.
Or, you know, follow through with the safety plan that's in place in case of an emergency where you as a parent are not available. That would include a neighbor, a family member, whatever. If they're able to state their full name, their address, phone number, and can, you know, get themselves home into the house, lock the door behind them, and just essentially following those simple rules.
Well, this has been eye-opening, I gotta tell you. So thank you so much, Sam, for being here.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.